Scientists cut open a woolly mammoth's womb and found a fetus inside, perfectly intact. The mother died mid-drink, with grass still clenched in her mouth. Death came in seconds. She likely fell into a glacial crevasse, flash frozen before her body heat could escape. It's nature's most perfect cryopreservation, 10,000 times better than anything humans can do. But here's the eeriest part. Her blood was still liquid at 40 below zero. Her eyeballs hadn't shriveled up. Her muscle tissue was still elastic, as if she'd died just hours ago, instead of 40,000 years. Scientists extracted her complete genome and are using CRISPR to edit elephants, splicing in mammoth traits. Long hair, thick fat, cold-resistant genes, they're bringing them back. But the question is the world actually ready for them? The story starts 5 million years ago. Back then, a herd of elephants on the African savanna decided to leave home. They headed north, into colder and colder lands. After trekking for millions of years, they finally became the kings of Eurasia during the Ice Age. At their peak, mammoths stood over 10 feet tall, weighing in at 6 to 8 tons. They were practically invincible on the frozen tundra at -40 degrees. Their ears were tiny, hugging their skulls. To minimize heat loss, their subcutaneous fat was 4 inches thick, warmer than any down jacket. Even more amazing, their blood contained special antifreeze proteins, capable of delivering oxygen in extreme cold, something modern elephants can't do at all. Their tusks could reach up to 13 feet, useful not just for clearing snow to find food, but also for blazing trails and fighting off threats. But what really let them survive wasn't their bodies, it was their intelligence. Just like elephants today, they lived in family units, led by the oldest matriarch. These elders remembered where the water was, where the food was, and how to navigate migration routes. For hundreds of thousands of years, mammoths ruled the entire northern hemisphere. From Spain to North America, their footprint was everywhere. But 12,000 years ago, the last ice age ended. Temperatures began to rise. For the mammoths, this was a catastrophe. The icy steppe tundra gave way to forests and swamps. The grasses they loved rapidly disappeared. In just a few thousand years, their habitable range shrank by 90%. Even worse, humans arrived on the scene. Humans invented spears, invented traps, and invented coordinated hunting. Archaeologists have found countless mammoth bones, bearing human cut marks. Some people even built houses directly out of their bones. But the fatal blow wasn't the hunting itself, it was breaking their lineage. Mammoths relied heavily on their leaders. Once the elder matriarch was killed, the whole herd lost its direction. They couldn't find water, couldn't find migration paths, and were left waiting to die. After disappearing from the mainland, a small group remained, trapped on an island in the Arctic Ocean, Wrangel Island. They survived there for another few thousand years, becoming the mammoth's last refuge. But isolation brought new problems. Unable to breed with other populations, their genome began to collapse. Scientists discovered that the late-stage mammoths on the island accumulated massive amounts of harmful mutations, fertility rates dropped, and their sense of smell was damaged, a sense critical for finding food and sensing danger. As the climate continued to warm, the island's freshwater lakes were corrupted by seawater. They either died of thirst or starvation. The last mammoth fell 4,000 years ago. By then, humans were already building the pyramids, and China had entered the Xia dynasty. The era of the mammoth was officially over. But the story didn't end there. These mammoths, dead for thousands of years, are influencing today's world in a different way. Buried in the Siberian permafrost are at least 1.5 million mammoths, along with countless other prehistoric animals. Their bodies have locked away massive amounts of carbon. Now, with global warming, the frozen soil is beginning to melt. Every bit that melts releases more greenhouse gases like methane and carbon dioxide. The hotter it gets, the faster it melts, and the more it releases. It's a vicious cycle. Once started, it can't be stopped. This tipping point is what scientists fear most. But scarier than greenhouse gases is something else? In 2023, Russian scientists revived a virus from the permafrost, a virus that had slept for 30,000 years. From thawing to becoming infectious again, it took only 5 minutes. Humans have never encountered it. We have no antibodies and no drugs to treat it. And this virus isn't an isolated case. The permafrost might hold thousands of unknown microbes. In the summer of 2016, temperatures in Siberia hit 95 degrees. A reindeer carcass buried for 75 years was exposed to the air. The anthrax bacteria inside it were still alive. In just 1 month, over 2,300 reindeer died, and a 12-year-old boy was infected. And that was caused by just one carcass. Scientists found that, in northern Russia, there are over 7,000 similar reindeer burial sites. Over 1 million reindeer died of anthrax in the last century, many buried just below the surface. Now, as the climate warms, these spots are thawing one by one, turning into biological time bombs ready to detonate. A UN report shows that the number of microbes released from melting permafrost annually reaches 4 quadrillion. That number is unimaginably huge. Even trickier, many bacteria naturally carry drug resistance. Canadian scientists isolated a bacterium from 4-million-year-old permafrost that is completely immune to all antibiotics. Once these ancient bacteria enter human society, our antibiotic systems could fail instantly. Scientists predict that by 2030, the Arctic might see its first ice-free summer. That means more life forms sealed away for millennia will inadvertently wake up. They aren't monsters, and they have no concept of good or evil, but for humans today, they represent an unpredictable test. Meanwhile, in a lab at Harvard University, scientists are trying to bring the mammoth back. They have already succeeded in editing dozens of gene loci in elephants, adding mammoth cold resistance traits. If all goes well, within the next 10 years, the first mammoth could be born. But this raises a question. Why are we resurrecting them? Is it for scientific research or to make up for our guilt? 40,000 years ago, humans likely played a role in their extinction. Now we have the power to bring them back. But the world isn't the same anymore. No ice sheets, no grasslands, no space for them to survive. Bringing a species back, with nowhere to put them. Is that salvation, or just another form of cruelty? What's even more ironic is that, while we want to revive the mammoth, we are accelerating the melting of the permafrost. Every time you turn on the AC, every time you drive a car, you are releasing greenhouse gases, waking up more ancient threats buried under the ice. Mammoths have been dead for 40,000 years. Yet now, through their remains, they are rewriting Earth's future. This is the brutal truth of evolution. No species can stay on top forever. Even if you ruled for hundreds of thousands of years, even if you adapted perfectly to your environment, as long as the world changes, you have to change with it. If you can't change, you simply disappear. And humans are spending just 100 years to manufacture a climate shift that should take 10,000. We think we stand at the top of the food chain, able to engineer everything, but the story of the mammoth tells us that when the environment shifts drastically, no one is safe. Those frozen beasts, those sleeping viruses, that melting permafrost, they won't seek revenge on humans, because they don't care about humans at all. They are just waiting for a chance to take the stage again, and that chance is exactly what we are handing them.